This episode is brought to you by the CIA. Not that one, the other CIA, Champion Insurance Agency. Visit them at www.champinsurance.com, not .gov like the other guys. Champion Insurance handles both personal and commercial insurance with professional service and relationship building that is bar none. www.champinsurance.com.
On the air, we do it handstand. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the air, we do it handstand. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Mama's in the kitchen cooking dinner real nice. Beef stew on the stove, long salmon with the ice.
So that was not what I picked out for this evening, but because on account of it's the first day of Black History Month, so I had something else, but I didn't want to do it without Justin. He's on the road.
I thought you meant I pulled the wrong clip. I'm like, no.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, Taylor. No, you did just fine. You did just fine. But I figured it was a good segue because last week, unexpectedly, thanks to our guest, Allie, he came on, landed himself some Sixers tickets. I think he got in a club box. ABC hooked him up or whatever. Yeah, he did. But we were the first. We were the first interview. He did end up doing, I think, Good Day Philly and shit like that.
We were the first.
But we were the first. He called and when I was on the phone, he hopped off the phone and said, "For Billy, I will do this." So I didn't get a chance to, even though I like, obviously, if everyone listened last week or whatever, I even stopped the show because really it wasn't about Marcy walking in. It was the Girl Scout cookies that she was carrying in.
Oh, right.
And I even said, "Yo, I used your idea, called Allie, got him on," and then she listened, blah, 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 and the next day, and then she goes, none of that. You didn't even talk about, and I said, yeah, because wasn't planning on having a guest, and then
doesn't she realize we're a well-oiled machine on this show? Like, we're tight. I mean, we got our agenda that we just came up with 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we stick to it. We never get off topic. We
Bill
never
Brennan,
miss anything.
Big tech guy. My fucking shit died, dude. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. It was the computer was plugged in. So, yeah, the light, which is also plugged into the light. So, with that going, couldn't really even see it last week because I had to do it off my phone. But anyway, this month's new artwork is from our friends at Town and Country Surf Shop. It's a poster from the Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitational. So if anyone, a lot of the kids ask all the time, and they just assume because I like Pearl Jam that the bumper sticker that I have that says Eddie went is for Pearl Jam. It is not. That's Eddie. So if they've never seen him, that's him. Eddie was the original lifeguard on the North Shore of Oahu, like the first one. And his family goes back, throughout the ancient Hawaiians. And he was just a waterman and a big wave surfer. And during the 70s, when there was a resurgence in Hawaiian culture, when they were allowed to celebrate that again, because for a long time it was just stifled. They weren't allowed to do that, and they just called them heathens. Look at that fucking shit, dude.
It's crazy.
So there was this resurgence, and they recreated the double-hulled canoe called the Hokulea that the original Polynesians came to the Hawaiian Islands from or on. And Eddie was one of the people that was fortunate enough to get asked to go on it. And when they took off shortly thereafter, I think within the first 12 hours, a storm hit and capsized the fucking canoe. And Eddie had his board with him and went to paddle back to land, for help, for rescue.
Right.
And they never saw Eddie again. But within an hour, I think, of when he left or something like that, I could be wrong on that time, but they found everyone. A rescue chopper found everyone. So in his the clips that you were showing, that's looks like that's it there. So in his honor, they have the Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitational, but they only have it when it's weather permitting. And what I mean by that is that the waves are 25 to 30 foot plus. Now, that means in actuality, they're double that, because the way that Hawaiians measure the waves, they measure from the back of the wave. So it's double. So everywhere else, if you hear something like it's regular 20 feet, it's actually more like 40. So, and go back a second. Take that clip back. So, right. Hold on. Coming up right here. Or did we not go back? Right there. Stop that right there. All right. You see this? You see that big tall building? That's a church.
Yes.
Now, just to the right of that, looks like a flagpole. Too far. Now, right in there. When I went out, we had friends. So we had stayed. If you go to the left, it goes all the way out here. Keep going. Yeah, right around in there. That's the point, and then it comes back around, back to the right, to where that last tall tree is, right up in there. We stayed at. Let me get this right. Hostel, right? Not a brothel.
No,
because I've told people the story
Big
that before. I'm like, yeah, we stayed at, it was like one of them brothel things or whatever. And they were like, a hostel? I'm like, whatever. Hostel environment, hostel brothel. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, brothel's much different than a hostel.
Yeah. And then, so hostel brothel might be the title. So fucking friends of ours had lived right around the corner, and Yuki and Yumi in this basically the fucking surf shack, right?
Uh-huh.
They lived there year round, and like surfers, when they would come in, would just leave their shit there, like rent space under the deck, as to not have to fucking travel with their boards and all. But yeah, that's all right there at Waimea Bay. And then at the hostel brothel where we had stayed, that's actually where Marcy made the worst mistake of her life. I said, think you want to do this forever? Yeah. But look at that, dude. That's fucking insane.
It's crazy. You don't even realize how big it is. Like, I've never seen a wave in person like that. Like,
fuck no, dude. Look at that thing.
Like, I'd be scared to death. And these guys are fucking going right in.
And fucking, yeah, a contest. A local guy had won it. A local lifeguard. Now, see what happened? It used to be sponsored. It was Quicksilver, right? Like Quicksilver was the big sponsor or whatever.
Right.
So I guess in recent years, a lot of the fucking big name sponsors had backed out or whatever. So like, years ago when fucking like Kelly Slater won it or whatever, there was, I don't know specifically how much, but like, pretty nice chunk of change.
Yeah, I can look that up, see how much they won.
So I think what they did with this year with this guy, this young kid who's fucking lifeguard on in the same spot at Waimea or whatever on the North Shore, he had won it. And then I think the prize money was maybe like, I want to say maybe 5 or 10 grand. Maybe I could be wrong about that. And
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
And they put up a fucking GoFundMe or whatever. And they raised a shit ton of money for that guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to do that last week because it was last Sunday, but like I said, you know what I mean, technical difficulties. And then then we lost you at the end of the episode. We lost you.
Yeah, I showed my Ken Griffey card, and my whole house went down.
Everything.
My whole internet went down for like 20 minutes.
I said, yeah. I was
And you
like,
guys, you guys just kept going. I'm like,
I didn't know how to end it, dude. like anytime that's happened before, like it came back on, and I'm like, oh shit. And then we were like, yo, do we just keep going? Like I don't even know what to do. I started eating the Girl Scout cookies, dude.
right. Well, then I
Yeah.
hopped on my hotspot here, and I was like, fuck it, let me just end the show because I couldn't get my video on.
Yeah.
So I just ended it.
Yeah. I said I was talking about that with Justin on Friday. Like I'm like, yeah, or whenever Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm like, yeah, we think people are just like, oh yeah, well, fuck it, just ended it. That's for the 4 or 5 people that are still fucking.
Well, let me tell you something. Our numbers are pretty fucking impressive. Over the last 7 days, 500 downloads.
Yeah, I looked yesterday. I was like, holy shit, 518 or something.
Yeah, in the last 7 days, it's like.
Yeah.
But that's not the current shows. People are listening to
Or the back catalog.
Yeah.
You think it's the Twitter uptick because we're on the Twitter because they're using the Twitter?
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit of everything. I think we're just growing a little bit.
Yeah. Or we have a lot of or fucking lazy. This is where, thanks everyone. And then we put them down. Fucking, we're lazy listeners. Get up, motherfucker.
Right.
Exactly. Catch the fuck up.
And we're coming up on 20,000 all time. So we might hit that. We'll hit that this week.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
we'll have to have a party, a little celebratory episode.
The 20K. Yeah, 20K and 150 episodes. We're going to hit it before it.
Yeah.
146.
Pretty good.
So lots of things to celebrate. Yeah, the Birds are in the fucking Super Bowl too.
Birds are in the fucking Super Bowl. Very boring game after they knocked the 2 quarterbacks out.
That was so sad.
I went over Joe's house and Joe Kelly's.
Yeah.
And we were watching it, and it kind of just reminded me of like a Tecmo Bowl game where they just got to the quarterback every fucking time and just put him down. I mean, it was crazy. But the best part was after the game, like the fucking Empire State Building is tweeting out.
Yeah.
Now what a epic fucking fail on their part.
It's and that's the official Empire.
This is their fucking Twitter.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But then it's funny that if you look at some of the tweets coming, like Portnoy, there was another one here. Snickers was a good one. Snickers. Empire State must have been hungry last night. Have a Snickers. And Empire State Building replies, I don't even have a mouth. I thought that was pretty funny.
Did you see what's his face is Nick Bosa Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa got fucking they heckled the shit out of him.
They heckled him outside and then inside.
And
they saw the box he was in, and they didn't let up all night. And then Fred Warner's wife or girlfriend said she'll never come back to Philly.
Good. I feared for my life. Well, your fucking husband warned you. He fucking warned you and said, don't wear no fucking red. And you still did it anyway. You brought your red fucking purse. Well, guess what? You fucking found out the hard way. We don't want you. Don't come back. She said the real tough part was now this was the one that really got to my heart because I have definitely been this fucking I still use it. She said on the way out, I hope somebody screamed, I hope your fucking plane crashes.
Oh.
That too much?
Oh.
I hope your fucking plane. Well, it didn't crash, so.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like when I was watching the game, I guess it was toward the end of the game, they did like a pan of the crowd, and there was this whole front row of San Francisco 49ers fans. And I'm like, how shitty must it be to have to pay for airfare to fly all the way across the country, to
Right.
pay for front row fucking seats, to have your fucking quarterback get hurt in the first fucking series and have no chance of winning the game.
Yeah.
I mean, what a devastating feeling. And I made a comment to Joe. I said, especially because it was a broad, she was a pretty attractive broad. I said she came in on a plane, but she should go home on a train. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of our audience will pick up on that.
Yeah, she'll get the train ridden on her.
Yeah, look, I've shared this before. I've been to quite a few NFC championships, and when they've gone, for and against us, and I can tell you that it is absolutely a horrific. It's fucking terrible when you're there. You're all juiced up. You're fucking drinking all fucking day.
All day.
It's a fucking miserable feeling leaving, and you're like, God damn it. It's number 1 seed, home field advantage. So, yeah.
I mean, me personally, I would never, if the Eagles played away for like a big game like that, I would never go. Because you're just asking for fucking trouble.
I know. And even when they're here, right? And even when I've shared that I still have all of the fucking, throw the fucking gear on and you can walk right in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I still even like last week, I'm like, they're in the fucking, should I fucking pull the gear? I mean, me and Justin, he's like, do you have extra? I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, we should go for content. And I'm like, yeah, definitely. And then and I'm like, I'm not. And then after I think about, well, we'll get into that next. That wasn't happening. And then B, I wasn't doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not there no more.
So my day job was giving away tickets to the game, and so I entered the contest, and I'm like, oh man, I hope I win. And I'm like, do I hope I win?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a drinker,
right.
So I'd be out there yeah, cool.
Yeah,
with 75,000 drunk people, so it's kind of probably a blessing in disguise I didn't go.
Let me ask you this. This might be a question better served for an accountant, but so in a hypothetical bubble, right, that let's say the Sixers or the Flyers go on a run, right?
Right.
And go and try and be Wild Bill for a night and fucking sneak in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I post the bail money with the company credit card and then write that off?
I don't think so. I don't think you can use a credit card
or whatever. Yeah. No. Well, you know what I mean. If you save the receipt, but
you need cash advance, probably.
Write that off for marketing.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth a shot, but
fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Now, yes, dude. You know what? And I don't know. That's a way different environment too.
Oh yeah. Now the Super Bowl, I'd like to go to the Super Bowl because that's more of a even, keel event.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of fucking corporate people there. The fans, there's very few true fans that get to go to that. It's mostly businesses and rich people.
Yeah, it's like how they do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because the nominees have come out for this year and they're fucking terrible. But anyway, you can't even get before when we had gone to the event, right, and got in through Pearl Jam, got in through their fucking through the 10 Club or whatever, because it was the year that they were going in. But they have kind of Jan Winter over there at the fucking Rolling Stone has done away with that. So basically you have to kind of like how they do with the seat licensing fees for the NFL.
Right.
You have to buy just give them $100 And the $100 is good for your season. It's $100 for two of them, for two of yous or whatever. And then the $100 gets you your season pass to the actual Hall of Fame, to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But and then that enters you for your chance just to get tickets to go to the, when they have the concert or whatever.
What a ruckus.
What a fucking ripoff, right?
It's crazy. And
The
why don't
best
they
part
just
of-
change the name to the Music Hall of Fame? I mean, let's be real. Stop with the rock and roll. Stop.
Yeah, like Willie Nelson is on the ballot this year. As
Well, let's
is,
go over the
there you go.
nominees this
Tribe.
year. Tribe.
Yep.
Legit.
Kate Bush. But look, not that this is not to discredit anything Kate Bush has done, but the fact that Kate Bush is only on the fucking ballot this year because of the strength of the fucking Stranger Things success, like the song,
Right.
That's why. And Sheryl Crow, let's be honest, she's only on there. The only reason anybody knows fucking Sheryl Crow is because she fucking was fucking Eric Clapton before she got big. Was that too much? And all she wants to do is have some fun.
All she wants to do is have some fun.
Until the sun comes up over Sam.
I
Missy
like
Elliott.
the song. I like the
Which one?
It Makes You Happy. I do like that
Yeah.
song from Sheryl Crow. Good
Yeah.
song. Missy Elliott.
Nah.
Eh.
Not Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now.
Iron Maiden. Yes.
Nah. I mean,
No?
they've been. I'm not a big Iron Maiden fan. I mean,
Well, neither am I, but I mean, they've been around.
And then the next one is they've tried to put both of them. Basically, they're the same fucking band, right? But
Right.
fucking Joy Division's lead singer fucking killed himself, and then they became New Order, and they've tried to do them separately,
And it didn't work.
and it's never worked. So it looks like they're trying to maybe do this flip out. Cyndi Lauper, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
She's about as iconic as you get, right?
I can go with that.
George
Michael?
Michael.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a lot of fucking hits, dude.
A lot of hits. A lot of
You know what I
hits.
mean?
He was in the 80s and 90s. He was fucking
Everywhere.
A-list.
Everywhere.
Definitely
And all the
A-list.
ladies wanted to fuck him, and they had no idea.
I had no idea he was a pillow.
Which
boy.
is surprising. I don't know how you couldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty obvious to me.
Willie? I don't know why he's not in already.
Yeah, really. Rage.
They've tried several times. And then the big one. Here it comes. This is for you, Jim.
This is their first ballot, definitely.
Nah, they've been on a couple times before.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, so the way it works is your first
25 years, right?
25 after your first album. 25
Okay.
years after your first album.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So they've put them on before, but I think it's a lot of behind the scenes bullshit with I want to say, was it Susan Silver or some shit like that, and fucking some bullshit. I think the other thing I think they didn't do it a couple of years ago is because they still have there's like a lot of litigation going on with like some of his catalog and how it's being paid
right.
out and the ex-wife and shit like that. So I think sometimes, like you said, to the NFL, to the Super Bowl, or to functions like this, it's a lot of the corporate, and in this instance, it's a lot of the corporate bullshit that they don't want to fucking touch. And they're like, rather than create a fucking scene, we just don't fucking have it at all.
Right.
Or in this case, we don't bring them on or whatever.
Yeah.
Was that it? Who else was on there?
The
Oh,
Spinners.
the Spinners. I would go with that. And the
This
White
is-
Stripes.
this is- I'm not. I'm out
not
on
a
the
big-
White Stripes.
I'm not a big White Stripes guy, and I didn't even think that. I'm surprised it's. And then I was trying to do the math. I guess it has been 25 years,
Yeah, I mean, I gotta take their word for it.
right? And then again, we're not big math. Warren Zevon, fucking Werewolves of London.
I mean, yeah, he's in. He's
Saw
getting my vote.
Chaney. Lon Chaney, fucking drinking a pina colada on fucking right. Ain't
At
the
Trader
song?
Dick's, yeah.
At Trader, and
Fuck yeah.
with a Lee, what did he say? With a little man called Lee Ho Fit.
He had some other good songs too, though.
Yeah,
He wasn't a
fucking
one hit.
Warriors. Lawyers, Guns, and Money.
Oh, great song, yeah.
Yeah, fucking. So, yeah, we'll say they. I mean, but that down the bottom. So, like in the upper bowl, the other bowls, it's the regular peasant people,
Right.
and then down on the bottom at table level, starting at 10 racks a table or whatever, 10 racks a seat for down there. You got all the fucking, the media darlings and the corporate people and the labels and all that bullshit down there.
Yeah, it's just a big cash grab.
You think if you stole $1.5 million worth of chicken nuggets, you can get a seat in there? Is that how it's?
Well, it was chicken wings.
Oh, shit. All right.
It was chicken wings.
Yeah.
And yes, I do. I think I think 1.5 million would get you in the front row.
Is that what it was? 1.5 million?
1.5 million.
So a woman, Chicago, a woman charged with stealing 1.5 in chicken wings from school district.
Yep.
Now
There she is. Now,
that looks. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think.
Can you
This,
go ahead?
No, go ahead. You're dying to say something.
Can you pull up a side by side of her and fucking when James Brown got locked up for the DUI? Because that's what it looks like, dude.
Let me see.
Right? I mean, that's a pretty strong resemblance. Although yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure. So you're in this industry, Jim.
Identical, dude. I mean, it's like I'm looking in a mirror.
Well, the complexion one is a little bit darker.
True. And he's got better hair.
Yeah. So how much? I mean, like wholesale, how many boxes of fucking?
A lot. I mean, a case of wings might be $40-$50. So I mean, yeah,
Like
it's a lot of fucking wings. Let me pull up the calculator and see how that works. So 1.5 million
600,000 cases
divided by, we'll be generous and say 25,000 cases.
25. There I am. I'm so good at math again. 25,000 cases.
Yeah. Like, where does she put them?
Right.
She probably puts them with her boyfriend who was stealing the meat in the suitcase.
The Ohio guy.
Yeah.
You think they linked up?
It's possible.
They're running a secondhand food fucking operation.
Yeah.
Distribution.
That would be my move.
I mean, Ohio and fucking Illinois are right pretty close, aren't they? In close proximity? No, probably not, right? It's probably like another 8 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty far. I'm gonna look up this guy's. Was there a mugshot of him?
Yeah, I thought so.
I think the only picture we had was the actual picture.
Oh, the suitcase was
of
just
the
suitcase.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's one hell of a party.
Yeah, man, chicken and fucking and the other guy and the dude's got the beef.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm down.
So I couldn't, when I said we'd come back to this later. So the reason I wasn't even going to entertain going to the game on Sunday was because Saturday we had P-High action. I skated. The squad, we went 4-0 on the weekend. I only partook in the first 3 games. And then late in the third game, my knee bent. I don't. It's not supposed to go that way.
Keep telling you, dude. Yeah, that might be time to hang it up.
So it's not. I don't think there's nothing broken. I don't think, but it's still pretty swollen. I kind of just. I fucking my front wheel kind of caught, and then kind of just kept going this way and kind of just fell kind of like awkwardly back on it. And I went, oh, fuck. I kind of knew it. And I went to get up and I'm like, oh. And then I fucking just laid on the floor and I looked at the ref and I'm like, you going to blow the fucking whistle? And he's not going to blow the whistle. So then I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. We're on a penalty kill. So the puck never, we're still in play. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, fuck me, dude. And then sure enough, here it comes. They're just walking in the seam. And I'm like, I'm going to have to eat this fucking shot. Boom.
Oh God.
Fucking goes right back to him. I'm going to have to eat another. Boom. And then ate another one. And the second one, I went out of play. And then I fucking crawled myself off the fucking floor.
Jesus Christ.
And then after the game, I was like, I was planning on leaving anyway because I had dinner plans or whatever. And my buddy Mitch, his girlfriend and her friend were there. And they said, Alex, she asked, you all right? I said, yeah, why? She said, you sure? I said, what are you talking about? Down there in the corner? She said, yeah. I said, yeah, I'll be all right. Why? And she's like, well, I don't know, man. Looked like it hurt. You don't usually roll around and lay on the floor like that, dude. You usually pop right back up. I was like, yeah, no, didn't have it in me. He said, finish the shift though. So
How to finish the shift?
So we went 4-0 on the weekend, moved up into first place. So here's the funny part. So one of our guys, Jake, went down last week, tore his ACL or something like that. So over at the GLADS program, we got a long list of fucking people that want to get in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So last year, semi-pro playoff MVP, regular season MVP, Todd Pollock's younger brother, Jake, has been asking for a couple months, yo, can I get in? Can I get in? Can I get in? So I said, yeah. So he texts me like last week and he said, so what's the deal with jerseys and stuff like that? And I said, we have all that. And then he said, what about, do I get Angry Algorithms pants? And I said, whoa, dude. I said, that's
Slow down.
Slow down. I said, that's two different things. I said, Gladiators is Gladiators. Pod Squad is Pod Squad. I said,
That's
and
where
then
you
there's
get
two.
that's where you get the real shit.
I said, and there's two different Pod Squads. I said, there's the men's league version. And I said, then there's the fucking stack squad that we take on the road. Like, for summer nationals and shit. And I said, you have to earn those pants. Well, I don't have pants for you, but I will say that he's on his way because I think he put up, like 11 or 12 points. Damn. In 4 games. So,
okay, he's in.
Yeah, he's in. But a special shout out to the rest of the squad too, because it was a total everyone stepped up. It
was a good weekend, except for you destroying your knee.
Yeah, but I mean, for regular people, it'd probably keep them out 4 to 6 months. For me, it'd probably be like 14 to 12 to 14 days.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, that should be enough time.
We'll see. I mean,
I don't fucking know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. And we even and we got our boy D Hearts out there too. Yeah. Like that's the funniest thing. Like, I try and tell him I think he's just being a little bit, he's holding a stick too tight. I think he's just being a little bit hard on himself. And I'm like, I want to remind him, and then I guess we'll do this publicly too. Like, yo, dude, most of the guys that you're playing with have played all high level hockey or played college hockey or some, you know what I mean? And like outside of, I don't think he's really played organized hockey outside of like some men's leagues and stuff like that. And the fact that you're a fucking BMX superstar legend, if you will, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So stop gripping the stick too tight. Fucking just wheel.
Have some fun. Just have some fun out there.
But he plays D. He plays solid. He gets back. He's a fucking, you know what I mean? And he's a good fucking team guy. You know
That's
what I mean?
great.
Yeah. So Hopefully the fucking knee heals and
Give it a week or two. We'll see what happens.
Scotty called last night and said, I didn't even answer. And then I talked to him today, and he says, I called you last night to see if I said, I know why you called. That's why I didn't answer. I said, I knew what it was. That's why I didn't fucking answer.
I know he was looking for a goal yesterday.
Yeah. I believe March 5th is the tentative date that is going to work.
Oh, good. Did you talk to Scotty about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I mentioned it to him, and then he said he thinks he should be good. And then, like 4 minutes later, he immediately texted me that it might not be good.
Oh, okay.
Even though while we were on whilst we were on the phone, he was looking at his calendar, or at least that's what I was led to believe.
Right. He was looking at something completely different. And
yeah.
No, it should be good. And then he got off the phone. He's like, "Oh fuck."
Oh wait. So yeah, but
We'll see.
I ran it by Justin too.
Okay. Yeah, Joe wants to go too.
Did you send him the date?
No.
All right,
He's
we'll send him.
He don't do anything.
We'll send him the link and tell him at the 36-minute mark. Let us know. So I saw this last week. This priest, right? Well,
right.
alleged priest or deacon. You always like where these go, right?
Pastor.
Pastor. He says that who temporarily died says he went to hell and Rihanna's Umbrella was playing to torture people. Gerald Johnson, lead pastor of Faith Cultural Church, says that he had a fatal heart attack in 2006 and landed in hell where he could hear Rihanna's Umbrella and other secular songs used as instruments of torture.
I don't even know what song it is. I'd have to listen.
So you don't think so? He's probably not going to be watching the Super Bowl halftime show then.
Probably not. He's probably not interested, especially if she plays Umbrella.
Right. All that also. Did no one ask why this fucking deacon, pastor, preacher, whatever the fuck his actual title is? If you're a man of God, of the cloth, faith, whatever, why'd you end up in hell, fuckface?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys, they become pastors and priests because of their past sins.
I was God's servant, and He sent me to hell, and then to come back, and then right before, by the way, remember that NED or NDE, near death, not near death. I can't.
NDE, near death experience. Okay.
Yeah. Remember that NDE I had in fucking 2016? I'm going to fucking rehash that because, Rihanna's coming up, dude, on the fucking Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, yeah.
But
here's my question.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with her hair?
I don't know, but I had fucking so much anxiety before when you told me this before we were doing the notes. Oh, I just figured out what the clicking noise was from last week. It's me playing with the fucking fidget cube. Because I'm a big Rihanna guy, not necessarily her music, just her physical appearance. And you're like, did you see her hair? And I'm like, oh my God, Jim, please don't ruin this for me. Am I gonna have fucking? So yeah, I'm getting Medusa vibes. You can't look into her eyes. That's what it is.
I mean, it kind of looks like she got a huge load dropped in her hair, and they just formed it and let it dry. To me, at least.
Like the Something About Mary Joan?
Yeah. The hair is, I don't know. And I couldn't name you one fucking Rihanna song. I don't think.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe if I heard it.
You could. You can name one. Well, now you can name one.
Umbrella, yeah.
Umbrella, there you go.
From hell.
Yeah, Umbrella from yeah. Well, it clearly did. The umbrella didn't catch the fucking semen that was landed in her fucking weave or wig or whatever it is.
No, yeah. Yeah, no, it's
No, fucking cum catcher. So, all right, let me ask you this. So, say for instance, you get to the gates and they're like, Jim, look, outside of a couple of things that you did, you led a pretty good life, but that time that you did on Angry Algorithms, we're just not going to be able to let you in. And then they shut the gate and you go down to fucking to hell or whatever you want to call it, right? What would be the song that they would play over and over again that would be torture for you?
oh man. I'd have to think about that. What song do I despise?
Anything Green Day.
No, I don't mind. Oh no, okay. Pearl Jam, anything fucking Pearl Jam.
Yeah, there it is. Mars,
Green Day, I
40
can
minute,
dig.
40-minute mark. No.
41-minute mark.
I'm not a bit. Yeah, no, Green Day doesn't do it for me anymore. There's also, but that, you know, that's like a subreddit category too, where it's like not necessarily just hell, or sometimes people ruin bands or songs or movies or things for you,
Yeah.
like because of an association type of deal. So
Look, I enjoyed Pearl Jam's first album. Second album, and I even liked Yield. I think that was their third album. Is that their third
Yeah.
album? Yield.
yeah,
But then once I saw them in concert after that, just completely turned off. Like I fell asleep. Like I told you before. And then like every song after that I heard, it's just like they all sound the same. Like he doesn't do anything different. But if that's your John, that's your John.
Yeah, to a certain extent, Chili Peppers are kind of like that for me.
Yes, I agree with that.
I fell asleep. Every fucking song's about California, and he just gets creepier and creepier.
Yeah, the mustache is really fucking weird.
And you know,
I don't get that.
And the fucking some of the shit that he said in his book that I read, Anthony Kiedis, is like, he's like, yeah, you know, like he kind of grew up in the LA scene, you know what I mean? With his dad was like an air quote artist or whatever. And he was like in circles because he did some child acting and shit like that. So like, I guess, I forget, one of his parents was friends with like fucking Cher or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And he said he would do sleepovers at Cher's. And he was like, yeah, I was in bed with Cher and I was trying to mack it with her. And he was like, fucking 10 or 11 or something, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Break.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah, go back under the bridge. Like,
right.
Shut the fuck up.
Go back under the bridge.
Go back under
so the bridge. Yeah, so for me it would be like Green Day or fucking some of the poppy country bullshit that they play that they play now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm out on all that shit.
I'm fucking way out on that.
Like my daughter's into Imagine Dragons. Like she loves Imagine Dragons. I never really listened to them before she started liking them. Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, I gotta listen to it all the fucking time because that's what she likes. But I mean, they're okay. But like a lot of these fucking bands today are just fucking terrible.
Radioactive was my joint when I was locked up.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're checking out on the prison bus that line,
right?
Like, because of that line, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, their first when they performed at the Grammys, when they were with, I think they did a fucking collabo or a mashup or whatever the fuck you want to call it with Kendrick Lamar. I thought that was good.
Okay.
I thought that was good, but
yeah, I need to expand my musical horizons. Like I like what I like. Like, and I can listen to like Floyd, Tom Petty. I can listen to that shit all day.
Yeah.
You know, all that, like even like 80s stuff like U2, I can listen to. This music today I just can't get into. Like I heard a song the other day. I don't know who it was. It was on the radio. And the singer, he sang the entire 3 minutes of the fucking song. When I say he sang, I mean he didn't take a fucking breath. He didn't there wasn't a pause for like a transition. There wasn't a pause for a solo. Like
Yeah.
it was just this guy just telling this story for 3 fucking minutes. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up for a minute. You know, it's just like they don't let the song breathe. Like you gotta
Yeah.
relax, dude. You'll get all your words in. You'll get them in. Just chill
Yeah.
out. Slow down.
Nah, they don't do that.
They don't do that.
No.
And with all the way they record nowadays, there's no more like magical things that happen. You know, like back in the 70s, they're like, oh yeah, like when the Beatles were recording and shit, like shit
Yeah.
just happened and it was just like magical.
Oh,
And,
did
like,
you ever read? You know what you would probably like? What do
What's
you?
that?
How often do you read a lot or no?
Just penthouse forums,
Just the letters. Yeah.
just penthouse letters. Yeah,
Fucking-
I do audiobooks though. So what do you got?
yeah. You and Justin. David Byrne's book. This is music or music.
Oh. Is it good?
Yeah, it was, but it's. I mean, he fucking gets into the minutia of fucking like the history of music, sound, just how like fucking how certain things came out of certain areas, shit like that, and then into even into the recording of music, and how we're in this analog age where as much as we want to try, like even with us recording right now, as much as we want to try, it's still never going to, because we're taking this audio file and then putting it into zeros and ones, you're still losing shit.
Sure.
So all of the programs that we try and create stuff, I mean, like, and for someone that doesn't know like the technical side of like, doing any of this kind of shit like we're doing, or
Right.
even like recording music, it could be a bit much. And the fucking book's thick, like Game of Thrones thick, dude.
Oh wow.
And I think I gave it to one of my I gave it to my cousin Rory, fucking artist.
Oh okay.
Somehow I thought, or maybe I thought I gave him my copy, and then I ended up buying him one because then I saw it in my thing and I was like, did he give that back? I was like, nah, I'm sorry, dude, I'm good. Here, gave it back. By the way, Rory's. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the thing that interests me about music back then is how they recorded it. Like, there's I think it was 3 or 4 part special with Rick Rubin and Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of the Beatles master tapes, and they were going through, and McCartney was saying, "Oh yeah, well when this happened, blah 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 blah," and then like, but you played this bass line backwards. Like he's like, "Yeah, I was just screwing around and it worked." It's like, and it's just incredible the way they fucking recorded back then, because you didn't have fucking computers to like click and drag and remove a spot. Like you literally had to cut a piece of tape.
Yeah.
Like
and then just pulled it.
Cut a section out and tape it back up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible the way they did shit back then.
Yeah, and how they had, like now where you can, like, instead of like back in the day where someone like Springsteen earned the nickname The Boss, is because he would make people you would have to play the whole thing over again. Play the whole thing. Right. Even though everything was good up until, to your point right here, to like now, the way that they do it is, all right, well, we'll just record everything up until here, and then we'll splice it together and then record everything after. Like, so they're just piecing. I've even seen where they they'll take so many snippets and just splice it all together to create one take for the song.
Right.
In actuality, it's more like 75, 80 or whatever. And they're just fucking piecing off a bunch of fucking for like 2 or 3 minutes. But that's fucking insane.
So like for the beginning of Pink Floyd's Money, like Roger Waters had this idea of having different Money sounds. So like he recorded something that lasted, a second and a half or 2 seconds or whatever. and then he taped them all together, and then he ran it through around a microphone stand,
Yeah.
and that's how they got that beginning loop of money. And like even like in time, like when they did the clocks, they had
Yeah.
to go and set all these clocks manually to go off at the same time
Yeah.
and record it. Like today, you would never do anything like that. You would just find, 20 different clock sounds and fucking input them into a fucking computer.
I read one of their bios, or the band bios when I first went down. It was like one of the only books going around the fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I read that, and they mentioned a lot of that. Just a lot of their stuff recording, like in the early days, like even before David Gilmour came in, when it was still like Sid, where they all went to art school. Like most of them all went to art school together. So it was like a lot of experimental shit.
Yeah, he was going to be Waters was going to be an architect, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my band. Like that's
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, like I know.
That's your number one.
That's my number one. I can listen to them all day, all night.
Oh, here you go.
Even now.
So when we were at old Andy's 40th, Joey O, who's come on the show twice, asked Marcy who her bucket list concerts or bucket list people, and she was stumped at the time, I believe. At least that's what she told me. And then I guess since then, her and I were talking, and then she said one of the bands that she said that she named was the Pixies.
Okay.
Pixies were on her bucket list. Well, tickets went on sale today, or they're going on sale, or they announced today. They'll be in Philly at the Met on June 9th, and I'm pretty sure we'll be there. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, I like the Pixies. Big Pixies guy.
Yeah, Pixies are good. My wife's going to take me to it's called Brit Floyd. It's a British band that covers Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
But they travel all over the world. They're like the best Floyd cover band. They're going to the Hard Rock in May or June. So that should be cool.
So are you more of a David Gilmour or a Roger Waters guy?
I'm a Gilmour guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the right answer, because Roger Waters is kind of a fucking dick.
Yeah. I actually went to the David Gilmour guitar auction back in 2019 at Christie's.
Yeah.
And me and my buddy Aaron, he actually flew in he lived in Arizona at the time, and he had like 30 grand. He's like, I'm gonna buy a fucking guitar today. I'm like, oh shit, dude. Like, okay, because when we got the pamphlet, it gave like price estimates on the guitars, and some were like 5 grand, 10 grand, and he's like, I'm gonna buy a fucking guitar today. I'm like, cool, dude, let's fucking do it. And we go. The first fucking guitar auctions off for like 250 grand.
Yeah.
And like nothing under 150 grand. We're like sitting there like,
yep. There goes that.
Yeah. Even like just a case, like just an empty fucking music case went for like 75 grand.
I think Clapton does that every so often and auctions off some for his rehab place or whatever. Crossroads.
He sold Blackie.
Yeah.
That was his guitar, Blackie.
Astronomical, right?
Yeah, Gilmour's was more. Gilmour's Black Strat went for $4.5 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was the last guitar of the day that went for sale, but that guitar was on every fucking Floyd album, like from Dark Side. And you know who bought it? The guy who owns the Colts.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big music guy.
Mm.
He bought that, and he bought the guitar that they played, that he wrote "Wish You Were Here" with, which was like another fucking couple $1 million.
So let me ask you this: do you think it's more like So something like that, right, where it goes for 4.5 million. And we've talked about stuff like this before, where the value is only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. But like,
Sure.
do you think that what's worth more, selling the ownership or the masters or whatever, or how people are selling their catalogs, or the actual fucking what about or the actual instrument? You know,
Oh, the
that's-
catalog. Their catalog is worth. It's going to be worth almost $500 million. They're trying to sell it now, Floyd, and of course Gilmore and Waters are not seeing eye to eye on it.
right.
But apparently it's in the $500 million range. Like somebody wants to buy it. So, yeah, the catalog worth a hell of a lot more than the instruments.
They've all been dumping them, dude.
Well, these guys are fucking old now, dude. Like these guys are dying. You know what I mean? Like they gotta fucking sell it, or else it's just gonna be, it's gonna be wasted away. Like if you can make $500 million and that's enough to provide for your kid's kid.
That, and then I think, like if you're being honest and they're being they're watching some of the other legal battles that have ensued posthumously, like in the Prince case,
Yeah.
or in like some of these other artists, like even more recently, she's not Elvis, but she's Elvis's daughter. And like what happens to Graceland?
Right.
Like what happens to all of these people? So like, yeah, like in Prince's case, they're a fucking mother. He wasn't even fucking dead. You know what I mean? And they're all fucking going through his fucking house, doing tours and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean they gotta just get rid of it before it becomes a nuisance. A lot of these bands. I mean, look at the Beatles. I mean, Michael Jackson bought it right underneath Paul McCartney's nose back in the day.
Yeah, after Paul told him.
After Paul gave him the advice.
Yeah. Then he
Like,
went and bought it.
get into music publishing. And then like 2 years later, you're like, I bought your music.
And yeah.
And now he's got it back.
Right. Yeah, he bought it back, right? And then
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know if this is true or not. I heard that Michael Jackson left it to him in his will. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. But that's interesting.
But yeah, a lot of them are all selling, man. And I guess like, look, ultimately, like when you like, or when a lot of these people get into making music, it's really just about like, all right, if I can, make some music and make a couple bucks and maybe have a little bit better of a life. So
Sure.
if you've done that, right, like, and in someone like fucking a Paul McCartney or a Bruce Springsteen or even a Michael Jackson, and you clearly did that,
Right.
and I guess the part where I have trouble like figuring out is like, well, you don't need the money. Your kids don't need the money. You're worth $500 million already. So, like, is it to give your kids a little bit more financial stability, or like that's
Them still going out and playing?
not even that, going out and playing, or in this case, selling your catalog or whatever.
Oh, why would they sell the catalog? Well, I guess it's for, like you said, to avoid any legal battles. Like if you're artist and you have like 3 kids and 4 wives and shit like this,
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's just gonna be a fucking nightmare when you die.
Right.
So like get rid of it, get the money, and then you don't have to worry about it. Like then you're leaving this kid gets this much, this kid gets this much, and you're done with it.
It maybe even maybe a better example to use would be something like the Rolling Stones, right? Like Mick Jagger, right? Like multiple, right? He's got a shit ton of kids, multiple wives, that kind of. So I guess, yeah, to get back to that point, yeah, that's probably why they do it. So as to not, you know what I mean? Because then a lot of times it's like, well, and just be done with it, or just cash the fuck in now.
Right.
And then ultimately it goes back to the fucking labels anyway. which is full circle, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
And then
I'm
the
sure
fu- and then
they got their fucking
then-
hand in the pot too.
And then the fucking labels just come back. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
Well-
remember too, these bands like in the 60s and 70s, like they had no idea they were going to be playing music for 40 years.
Right.
They didn't. A lot of them didn't realize that in 2020 or 2023 or whatever, they'd still be fucking touring, like 50 years later.
Right.
Like Dark Side of the Moon turns 50 this year.
Jesus.
I mean, it's insane.
50 years later. Right. Like at the time when they're fucking, I mean, in some of those bands' cases, like when they're fucking ripping and running, they probably were hoping to be fucking alive. You know
Yeah,
what
I mean, they're just playing for their next paycheck. In most cases.
Well, and a lot of, yeah, and in some of them, like, like the Madonnas and U2s and all the people that are on those 360 contracts, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Because they put out all the money up front, right? And then you have to tour to be able to recoup it or whatever.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I think Courtney Love said it. She goes, "If I could give my music away for free, I would, because I don't make shit from the fucking selling the records
No,
and the
that's
CDs. I make all my money on touring and
Yeah.
merchandise. Nowadays,
I
I
mean-
don't know with the iTunes and all that shit, but I mean, if you're selling a song for a fucking $1, like how much money could you be making?
It's even less. It's even less than that. I think.
Yeah, they probably make a quarter of it when it's all
I
said and
think
done.
somebody. Fuck. Who the fuck was it? Somebody. I saw a clip. I forget who the fuck it was. Maybe St. John or something. He writes. He's a writer, and he's had his own shit that he's put out or whatever, right? But he a while back wrote a song for Usher, and at the time it was like a #1 song or something, like some shit like that or something, right? And I think he said it had something like 70 million active plays a day or something like that, or a week or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And they said that the way that it ended up paying out with the numbers, he mentioned it, and it was like 70 million divided by however much they were playing on this particular, I believe it was Spotify, maybe something like that. And it's like 0.00 whatever, right? I think he ended up getting, like, out of those 70 million, it ended up being like a $200,000 goes to one side, and then he was the one that wrote it, the publisher. He gets the publishing side or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think his payout was like, I wanted to say $1,200.
Jesus
He got
Christ.
1,200 out of the 200,000.
That's fucking crazy.
So maybe that's why they do it.
So I actually looked it up before. So like this song, Empire State of Mind,
Right.
somebody bought it for $200,000 for 10 years.
Okay.
So they have the rights to it for 10 years. And then like this tells you, it started at 110,000, closed
Can
at
you zoom in?
190.
Well, I'll let you. Okay. No, yeah, there you go.
But like, where was the oh, here's the financials. Oh shit, I gotta fucking sign in. Now it's not gonna let me do nothing,
Yeah.
fuckers. But yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like here's, it tells you like how much, like Slipknot sold for almost $1 million.
Oh, so you can buy. Oh, so when they go, so the royalty, so you can buy the royalties part when they come up for auction.
Yeah, like the artist like Jay-Z put this up for auction, or whoever owns it put it up for auction, and it sold for $190,000. But that person has recouped 32 grand already in royalties
Are we on Twitter?
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody said, are we on Twitter? I said, yeah. Someone asked that a while ago too. Like, yeah, are you on Twitter? And I said, I think so. I mean,
we're
we
live.
were.
We're live on Twitter right now.
And they said, well, what? And they said, well, how do you not know? And I said, because I gave up the password to my producer because I don't know how to do that, dude. I said, because I don't know how to do nothing.
Yeah, but the music business is deep, man. It goes a lot deeper than a lot of people think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, cue the music up. Oh, and what do you think about Buffalo's fucking reverse retro jerseys? Do you like the white with the old Buffalo head, the goat head?
I actually didn't see it. Was it on tonight?
Yeah, TNT.
I like the old one.
On the air.
It's like the same. It's like the old jersey, but the new colors, like the blue, the blue and
From
white.
the mountain to the ocean,
White,
from
yellow
mountain
colors.
to the leeward side.
Is it this one?
On the air, we
That
do
one.
it inside.
Yeah, I like that.
From the mountain to the ocean, from the inland to the
They're getting
leeward
fucking smoked
side.
by fucking Carolina right now.
Mama's in the kitchen,
At least the
cooking
Flyers
in
aren't
the
playing.
nights. Beef stew
No.
on the stove, on the Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. Hopefully, 20K.
20K, here we come.
Yeah, we're out.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you, bro.
From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the air, we do it island side.